Okay, guys, we're back with the Power to be Extraordinary introduction with part 3 now. And I'm going to leave off with my journey to personal utopia and what I've experienced and what has led me to the point to want to write a book and so on and so forth. So, here we go. During my psychology study, my focus shifted temporarily from finding natural cures for mind and body illnesses to the powers and full potential of the human mind. Because I figured that studying quantum physics, the study of the smallest pieces of energy, I could learn more about the energy that gives the mind its power. I switched from psychology classes at the college to physics classes. I ended up dropping out of the physics class because, like high school, my professors didn't want me to think but rather regurgitate the information taught. I got a hunch that there was something going wrong with this public education system, and I was one of the people not benefiting from trying to attain a college degree. I am not saying public school is bad. I am just saying that it definitely didn't help me to become extraordinary. Sorry. The day I decided to educate myself on my own, I became extraordinary. It took courage to fight the common belief that in order to succeed in your life, you need to have a college degree. I set out to show that particular belief was absolutely false. If you were extraordinary, of course. After letting go of my fear of failure, I decided to become a success coach. I read and studied over 100 books and took notes and understood each and every one. I studied religions, philosophy, psychology, metaphysics, natural medicine, and the best coaching, teaching, and learning techniques. Many things I studied. And out of all of this, I decided to create Troop Genius. Troop Genius. A troop that focuses on helping people become extraordinary and eventually succeeding in life by creating a personal utopia. Troop Genius strives to make extraordinary people even more extraordinary and take ordinary people and turn them into being extraordinary. While working with Troop Genius, I read the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. I watched the movie literally 50 times or more. I loved the book, and it inspired me to have a belief that I could cure myself of my cysts. Crazy, huh? It wasn't that crazy, though. As you'll see. That is all it did for me, though, because it seemed as though the secret was only a small portion of the 500-piece puzzle to figure out the information to put the rest of the puzzle together. In order to figure out and put the rest of the puzzle together, I began to study the philosophy and practices of ancient philosophers, scientists, shamans, teachers, and thinkers. During this immense studying, I was able to cure myself of cysts. Cure. I said cure. It was my mind and turmeric, not the doctors, not the antibiotics. I used to have surgeries. They didn't work. Neither did the medicines, long term at least. Only turmeric and my mind. Me, myself, and I. This was a breakthrough in my own research. I shared with everyone I could about the benefits of natural remedies and their abilities to cure remedies versus the treatment of prescription medication. I expected everyone I told to react with awe and excitement. You know, oohs and ahs. Wow, thanks, this is amazing. I expected everyone I told to react with awe and excitement. This was an amazing discovery for me. But to my surprise, no one even flinched. No one cared. They didn't even want to hear the information half of the time. They reacted in disgust even. This is because people have been persuaded to believe that natural remedies are some kind of mystic approach to health. People even seemed to listen to their doctor's orders religiously as though they were divine orders from God. Like, seriously? These were real cures of the earth that were natural and were made for us. Ancients used them because they worked the best, not because they were stupid. By using natural remedies, their health was able to thrive. Because I truly care about humanity and my fellow Americans, it was painful to know that so many people were willing to put their body through continuous distress, managing illnesses, never curing them. They were more willing to do this rather than take the advice I was giving them on my findings and run with it. They didn't care about natural remedies because the doctor never mentioned them. Instead of monitoring their own health and doing what is truly best for their body using natural remedies, they settled with modern-day medicines and only used what the doctors said was beneficial. But I had to understand these were ordinary people of modern-day society I was involved with. They were not by any means extraordinary. If they were, they would have taken the information and used it to make their health thrive. And here I was, after months of research on natural remedies and the many people who had been cured by them, I was dumbfounded. People were so ingrained in their ordinary lifestyles that they didn't even want to try anything new. They would rather keep suffering than take the pain away for good. And then here, I had people that actually took the information I taught them, and they healed themselves. Imagine that. For example, a young woman who attended my church suffered from ovarian cysts, like I once did. I told her what had worked for me, and guess what? She took my advice and ran with it. Long story short, after years of doctors and bottles of prescription pills, she was cured. I couldn't believe it. As I am writing this now, it still sends chills down my spine and gives me butterflies to know that I helped someone cure an illness that they thought they couldn't cure. Why was it that when I told people about natural remedies to cure illnesses, 1 out of 20 people I told listened and either took the advice or told someone that they knew that was suffering? After studying the people who listened to me and used the knowledge and comparing them with those who didn't, I realized that the answer was simply that they were just ordinary people. And ordinary people don't like to deal with or cannot handle change. This ability to handle change and try something new other than what they did before was a trait of all people who tried the natural remedies. They were extraordinary. The more I studied the people who took heed to my word, the more I started to notice other common traits of these people. These people did things ordinary people wouldn't or couldn't do. They used powers most people don't know we have. It was totally clear that these people were harnessing their power to be extraordinary. An amazing find this was, because with this knowledge, I could help people everywhere to thrive by teaching them how to adopt these traits to become extraordinary and leave ordinary behind. Because I am a natural scientist, I was so intrigued and inspired by the power of these people to be extraordinary that I questioned if there were other situations where people who had used their power to be extraordinary received better quality of life experiences versus people who don't use or know about their power to be extraordinary. I reached the conclusion that not only were 98% of Americans not using their power, it seemed as though the lack of being extraordinary was causing people not to thrive in daily life experiences. Why aren't more people realizing how powerful they are and how much of an effect on their life and the reality we all experience as a whole that they can have? I was struck with overwhelming feelings of hurt, pain. How could this happen? How could it become so popular to believe in other people's predictions of your future instead of creating your own future and taking control of your life experience? The lack of being extraordinary was causing society to deteriorate, families to be divided. The economy is being destroyed and mass destruction of humanity. Unlike the gold rush and the Louisiana Purchase, people no longer wish to thrive. Their only to-do list consists of surviving. This is a serious problem, and to be quite blunt, it is slowly eating away at the greatest nation on earth. I am an American, a human being. I absolutely love my country and love being who I am. It is hard to be proud of my country, however, when 98% of its citizens are powerless. They like being powerless and don't care about thriving, are addicted to surviving. I could understand at this point why most of the 2% of extraordinary people gave up on trying to make a real utopia in America, and now only do things that benefit themselves. I am going to try and help America and my fellow human beings. I want to. No, I am going to succeed in helping everyone realize their full potential. And so I'm here today calling people to action. There is a disease in our country that I call the lack of ability to thrive. This disease can kill and needs to be cured. Through research and years of study and application, I found the cure. This is where you come in. I need your help to spread the cure. I need help to transform Americans and others from ordinary people into extraordinary human beings. I need you to help me convince people of their ability to thrive. This begins with you. All I ask of you is to please constantly keep an open mind to the information contained in the cure. Start to realize that you are great, and deep in your heart, you are extraordinary. You are a human being and you were made to thrive. Take back your power today and help many more human beings to realize their full potential by realizing yours first. I invite you to join Troop Genius on our journey to personal utopia. Everyone deserves to live an extraordinary life, and we would love to help you thrive and reach your full potential. Help us make sure that everyone gets the chance to be extraordinary and experience a life full of amazing experiences. Please feel free to thrive and become extraordinary.